Welcome to Frywall Fridays. Today we're making brie with onion jam. If you've had ordinary cheese sticks, well, this is to cheese sticks what a porterhouse steak is to a burger. It's nutty and rich, and it contrasts beautifully with the sweet tang of the onion jam. We're going to serve it on a bed of bitter radicchio, and together that contrast of flavors is like a little symphony. Let's get going. We're going to start by making the jam. For that, you need 6 onions, half a cup of red wine vinegar, half a cup of balsamic vinegar, 3/4 cup of sugar, and some salt. We're going to start by peeling and cutting our onions. If you're worried about the sting in your eyes, you can put the onion in the fridge overnight, and a cold onion stings your eyes a lot less. And then you're going to want to chop these into fine strings just like that. We have the onions all cut up and we're ready to start cooking down the jam. We'll add a little bit of olive oil to the pan and then some butter, just about a tablespoon or so. And then we're going to add our onions. It's great to have a Frywall for this because we've got a lot of onions, we've got a lot of cooking down to do, and it's great not to worry about them falling out of the pan. And we're going to want to cook this down on medium low heat for about half an hour until they get nice and caramelized. So the onions are now ready for the next step. You can see they're soft, they've gotten golden brown. If you taste them, they have a sweet caramel nutty flavor. And now we're ready to add the other ingredients. We're going to add a pinch of salt, the sugar, the red wine vinegar, and the balsamic. We're going to want to cook that down on low heat until everything is beautifully incorporated and until the sauce becomes syrupy in texture. And that's going to take probably a good half hour, maybe a little bit longer. And while that happens, we're going to put this on the back burner and continue on with the rest of our recipe. We have about half a pound of brie cut into triangles, 3/4 cup of breadcrumbs, half a cup of all-purpose flour, and 2 eggs lightly beaten. We're going to first dredge it in the all-purpose flour. Then it goes into the egg wash. And then finally into the breadcrumbs. We're using panko, but really any breadcrumbs will work. We are ready to deep fry. For the deep frying, you want about 1 inch of oil in the pan, and you want the oil to get to about 325 degrees. We're going to do these 4 at a time, so in 2 batches. We'll let this go for about a total of 4 minutes with maybe a flip in the middle. All right, we're going to go ahead and flip these so they get nicely browned on all sides. Oh, that's looking really, really beautiful. This looks perfect now. The liquid is nice and syrupy. The onions are caramelized, and you can see that huge batch of onions is now maybe a couple of cups worth of jam. We're going to put this in this ramekin and then get it over to our plate. We're ready to plate the dish now. Before we do that, I just want to show you how beautiful this is. Crispy on the outside, soft, gooey on the inside. That is going to be absolutely delicious. So to plate it, I'm going to put 2 of the cheeses on a plate here with some greens. We're using radicchio. If you don't have it or don't like it, feel free to use another green, whether it's something like an endive or something a little bit less bitter is fine. And then our jam right there. If you want to make this a day ahead and let the jam cool, that is great too. And there you have it. Fried cheese taken to a completely different level.